Look from Baltimore and the aftermath of the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge early this morning. You're looking live there above the harbor at this point. And the search is still continuing for workers who were on that bridge when a container ship lost power and then collided with a bridge support, causing the entire thing to just collapse. Now, rescuers did pull 2 people from the water. You're looking at the live shot now from a different angle. But 6 workers who were repairing potholes on the bridge are still unaccounted for this evening. There were no cars on the bridge when it collapsed. World News is watching this story live right now. They'll have a lot more on the collapse coming up right after, live at 5.
Following the collapse of the Baltimore Bridge over the ship channel there this morning, we checked in with the Port of Houston to see what safety measures are in place to prevent a similar tragedy. The Port of Houston's the 5th busiest in the U.S., handling 73% of the container ships in the Gulf. Liliana Pearson has been speaking with engineers and port leaders today. And Liliana, you've been told there are 2 key differences between the Baltimore port and Houston's.
That's right, and that key difference is going to be all around the pylons. It's what we've talked about all day long, pylons, and it might be a word that you've heard thrown around too. Well, what exactly is it? The pylons are actually going to be these 2 support beams that you see right here on the bridge, as well as all these supports that you see down on the side. These are what hold the bridge up and connect down to the ground. And I'm told that in Baltimore, the pylons on that specific bridge, they sit in about 20 to 30 feet of water, as a place that's deep enough for these large cargo ships to sail very close to them, and they also sit within the shipping channel. But here in Houston, as you can see, this is one of our Houston bridges here. It actually sits up on a little island. I'm told that some of these bridges only sit in 2 or 3 feet of water, and they are outside the shipping channel. And because they're in such shallow areas, that means that if one of these really large cargo ships tried to drive up, it would most likely go aground before it made any connection.
A vessel that size, 900 feet in length, and by the way, we can take vessels up to 1,100 feet in length in the Houston Ship Channel. But a vessel that size, depending on the cargo, is going to be drafting somewhere between 10, 15, 20 feet, right? For example, I mentioned those piles are located in 2 to 3 feet of water. It's going to be almost impossible for a vessel in our area to hit those piles.
And again, like I mentioned, in Baltimore, we're being told that those pylons sit in about 20 or 30 feet of water. That is enough water, as we could see, for a ship to get directly up next to them. And I'm told that engineers knew about this and that there were safety measures in place. Next to the pylons, there were large barriers that were perfectly adequate in case a ship came too close and there was a glancing blow or a side swipe. But a direct hit like that, engineers I talked to today told me that there's virtually no way to engineer yourself out of that situation. I'm Liliana Pearson, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Thank you so much, Liliana, for explaining that to us.